Hello Virgo, and welcome to your reading space. Hope you are doing well and in high spirits. Thanks so much for being here. You guys, please remember to only take what resonates. Anything that is confusing or negative or fear-based, please reject it, throw it away. Don't take it on. That's not your message if that happens, okay? This is timeless. Anytime you come across this and it resonates, then it is for you. We set the intention here for high vibrational truth. We send gratitude and thanks to all beings and energies, facets of Source, angel spirit guides that are here today to bless this reading space and to assist the reading space. We ask that blessings please be brought to all involved in this reading space. And I ask that I remain centered in my higher self and my heart so that I may clearly hear, see, feel, and know the divine messages imparted through me and these tools. You guys, please remember you can always email FrequencyOfTheHeart at gmail.com for personal reading inquiries, okay? Virgo. What's going on with you, Virgo? What's Virgo's energy right now? Okay, a little bit of disappointment, heartbreak, heartache, but maybe you're concealing this somehow. Maybe not fully, but this could just be about something that's coming that you can't seem to avoid. This could involve, yes, the heart, the home, creativity, a relationship, a love, somebody. This could even be about travel, about things in life that are out of your control that you can't avoid in a way. What else is going on for Virgo? Please and thank you. Could also be the loss of someone in your life. It could be multiple things at once. You could be walking away or walking towards both at the same time, something emotional. There's an energy or a focus on communication and that you've gained a lot or you've gotten a lot out of communication, okay, in a situation or something. I also feel like you could be wanting to do or moving towards doing some clearing up of your space, your home, your body, the way you communicate, maybe writing, something like this. For some of you, you could be going to travel, going to home, going somewhere, taking what is valuable to you. You could also be holding out for something, like temporarily walking away, but still holding on to hope about it or holding on to something around it. I do feel like you're trying to empower yourself emotionally. I also feel like there's a strong animal spirit guide with you, who's always with you, old animal energy. I definitely feel a lot of repressed emotions as we speak, even a tight throat chakra. So there could be a lot that you have to say or express and you just haven't been able to or don't know how or it's not time yet or something like this, okay? What else is going on in Virgo's world? Please and thank you. I also see this smoking cup here, which makes me think of like a smoking gun. So you could have dealt with a lot of, intense energies before, violent or argumentative or something like this. What else is going on in Virgo's world? This is something I feel like you don't see coming because you could feel like things are a bit out of your control right now, like there's not a lot you could do about it. I feel like there's also a message that really wants to still come up with this last card, but I can't find it. So this could be something you're going through, Virgo, where it's like it's on the tip of your tongue, or you can almost like feel it, like it's almost there for you, but it's like it just barely escapes you or barely evades you. With the Emperor here, you could be taking up study of the stars or the constellations or dealing with the sky more in a way. You could just be studying or learning something new. But I also feel this is something you don't really see or recognize fully that is coming when you walk away from this, or walk towards, or just make this movement that you're moving, this journey you're journeying on, whatever this is, after this heartbreak and disappointment kind of energy. I feel like you don't recognize that you're about to feel very in control and gain something new. So not only do you have your spirit guide with you, but you also have a new energy around you that's very strong, very guardianship type energy. You also are gaining all that control and wisdom back. You could be taking up even a new, I see the antlers here, reminds me of paganism, like a new religion or a form of spirituality or study. You could even be connecting into spiritual or sacred places. You are changing landscape here. So I feel like a lot of you are making a journey or a change when it comes to home, perhaps, or this can be the change of seasons, but it's definitely some kind of a change around you in the environment. But I like this because you move into an energy of really feeling like in charge of things, which I think makes you feel good, and it's partly because you're empowering yourself by learning. I also feel like you have some kind of abundance or luxury that comes in around your home life here, around your foundation, around your roots. There's something really strong there and protective that you may have not recognized would come. I feel like you're still looking at the past a bit. You're still contemplating this situation, this person, this thing. You're not fully letting go of everything there, of course, but you're definitely starting to move forwards more and more with what you've learned. I feel like you take everything you've learned and you make it into something really, really strong, really smart, really brilliant. And the more that you are, educating yourself on whatever this form of study is, the better. So what else is going on for our Virgo people? Please and thank you. What else is going on for our Virgo people? Please and thank you. Something else that you don't really fully see yet or isn't fully here yet. Like you just don't recognize certain things yet because you're still kind of back here in this journey, but there's stuff coming, You don't recognize that you're about to have options with what you want to do in your career and your finances, how you want to build things, that you might be contemplating options with a team or a group of people, that you have an opportunity to build something, to work on something. You could be consulting friends or other people to even assist you. How can I build this? How can I do this? You might have a pause on your heart for a moment while you do this thing. I feel like there could be good friends coming in. This could either be, again, business plan, or it could even be making a plan of how to get this relationship back or pursue this thing or make it more serious. Like, I just feel like you're getting good counsel, good advice. You're building stuff, working on your options with things. And this can be around money. It can be around home, but it can also be around your heart's desires, a relationship. Okay. I feel a really strong energy of a friend here for you. Somebody that's really got your best interest at heart. They're really here. They got your back. It's really nice. A couple people here, a few people. What else is going on for Virgo? Please and thank you. You could, again, right now, I feel like this is a right now energy. You don't see all the opportunities available to you. There's a little bit of I don't want to say it's a total pessimism, but it's like your mind is busy. You've been thinking about a lot of things. You've been going through the struggles. You're focused on the empty cups right now and not recognizing the full cups coming in because you're just not there yet. And that's okay. But the thing is there's a lot that's coming in for you, and you can't fathom how or why or when exactly right now, but it happens pretty fast. I get the time frame 3 months for some reason, so there could be some kind of a shift in threes, 3 months, 3 something. But there's really this feeling of just not being able to recognize right now, and this is partly because of your mind and your emotions. Like, something is just run dry, run out, overthought, something like this. I think that when you take some space or something like this, it will shift things for you. I don't know if it's space or if it's just the journey or something. Again, we could feel uncertain, unsure. It's like the old way of communicating or of thinking isn't going to cut it anymore. We have to aim with our hearts, with our heart's true desires, with our chest. And that's where we aim well. And you are aiming well, Virgo. Even though you can be more of a thinker at times, you are absolutely aiming very well in this. So try not to doubt yourself too much, because you're headed in a really good direction when it comes to your overall life, career, friendships, things like this. What else is going on for Virgo? Please and thank you. Yeah, restabilizing. So we're restabilizing after some unstable events and things. Definitely trying to gain some sense of, again, control back here. Something like this. At least this is the energy that will be coming in soon. Could also be really trying to avoid any kind of towers. Also see you could be dealing with a fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Or this can be you operating in this energy more, dealing with, being in your own independence, in your own fury even, but passionate fury. Being in your own wisdom. You've got spirit energies with you, investing in your health and well-being, in your career, and any kind of form of happiness. This can just be you investing in even your image, like just investing in you, okay? Otherwise, you could be dealing in the future with a fire energy again. That's very helpful to you. Anything else for Virgo? The Hermit, that's you. In the past as well. Could have been introspecting, looking within. I feel like you've always been connected to this fiery energy, whether this is a passion, a motivation, or a literal fire sign in your life. Could be a feminine fire, but it's like this contemplation on the heart, this meditation into the heart space, in your own space. You've done this before. It may be time to do this again, to get some of the clarity that you need. I do feel also like the time of being very isolated is coming to a close. A very fast-moving kind of new love in the past, or something that just escalated quickly, or the communication came in quickly. I also feel like this is on some kind of a pause or an end. And it's like now you're regrouping and you're processing everything that happened here and trying to empower yourself enough to move on and forwards from it. Someone around you could be worried about you at times, worried about your mental state, worried about your well-being. They may not know how to help you or what to say. And why is this here in reverse for Virgo? Please and thank you. Why is this here in reverse for Virgo? Please and thank you. There could be things you have a hard time letting go of. Maybe ways of communicating, like we've talked about that here, but it could be challenging at times to let go of that. Even old perceptions. But when you let go of it, it helps you pull into balance, into your empowerment, into your flow, and into a gentle form of control. What is this to let go of for Virgo? To let go of something that could be causing you a lot of stress, anxiety, overthinking, or perhaps it's escaping with love to avoid this stress energy. Escaping with some kind of... No, not escaping with love, sorry. No. Okay, actually, you may have a hard time letting go of what's been unfair or out of balance in a relationship or situation. There can be blame. I hear blame game or blame energy here. Or to let go of doing this yourself in a way. Because without that, you feel anxious or like it's only you. But there's some kind of a perception that needs to change here about the way that you view your actions and others and the way that you cope, okay? Because there's new creativity, passions, and emotional things that are available for you from the overthinking and anxieties that you're suppressing by looking at things in a certain way. But this is what wants to be released ultimately, is the way that you... Because you're going to have a lot more strength instead of avoiding or running from something, by facing it and then using it as like a new creative outlet or passion, or learning how to channel it. That's going to bring a lot of strength out of you. Both the release of certain ways of communicating or viewing things, and the facing of those overthinking, those fears. But right now it's like we're in this energy of lack a little bit. And we think it's the heart. We're parading around in it like, oh, this is the heart. But something about it is not. It's a way to feel safe. And it's about blame or about things that have been unfair or out of balance, even connected. This can be connected strongly to your mother and now into relationships or different things. But there's something that is not totally genuine about this. What is the advice for Virgo to release this attachment, to move through this? What is the advice for Virgo? Please and thank you. Okay, literally the advice is for you to explore your passions. Kind of the Queen of Wands energy. It's to be in a state of exploration as much as you possibly can, and whatever inspires you, whatever fuels you. Try not to limit yourself to one creative outlet or to one, path of discovery, one path of excitement. Like this is like, explore many different paths of excitement, of what brings you happiness, because there's a lot there for you. Limiting yourself, it's not going to totally work, okay? Yeah, and remember that you create your own reality. You have mastered many elements so far to this level. This level, though, you're still mastering something on the emotional side. And you have help doing this. So your emotions are a big part of what you are learning to master in a relationship, a connection, or something you've recently been through. There's a heavy focus on emotion, especially emotional communication. And then when you get to the next level, you can remaster the 4 elements here, essentially. But right now, you're mastering this last one to create something brilliant with it. There's a lot of magic or power in your touch, in your hands, okay? And there's a lot of gender fluidity in this reading, too. All right, awesome. Thank you, Spirit. Let's just see if there's anybody that you've been dealing with that Spirit would like to point out. Is there anyone Virgo's been dealing with that you'd like to talk about? Could have been dealing with, this is earth and air, but it doesn't have to be these actual signs. This can be movement with somebody here, trying to balance something out with somebody. Could even be another earth sign, doesn't have to be. And then also, you could have been dealing with somebody that's wish fulfillment for you. Somebody that is connected to your dreams, your desires, your wishes. There's water energy here really strongly, Pisces. Could be Cancer, Scorpio as well, but especially Pisces pops out. And then, of course, the star is Aquarius. Could be Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Pentacles are earth signs. So you could have been dealing just in general with somebody who also could be bringing a lot of illumination to the truth, or be really focused, even obsessed with the truth at times. Somebody, again, that you're trying to balance things out with, who wants movement. Could be a little bit of karma involved in this too. Anything or anyone else that you want to point out Virgo's been dealing with? Emotional repression. I still feel like it's not so much about the people you're dealing with. I feel like this affects everybody in your life. I feel like it's more to do with like the energies you've been dealing with, like emotional suppression or beginnings that have been thwarted, figuring out how to make balanced movement, your dreams, your wishes, your goals, something like this, okay? I feel like you're moving out at times of dealing with a logical energy. Could be a separation from air energy here. It is possible. But it's like a separation because we didn't want things to transform, change, or end somehow. Scorpio, air. Just dealing with energies that are trying to figure everything out, basically. Trying to put everything into its place, okay? Okay. And anything that will be coming in, anything you want to highlight, anybody that's coming in for Virgo, anything that's coming in. There's going to be a time of more action coming in for you, more movement. You're going to come out of some of that hermiting and that rest energy and being, alone, and you're going to be more active, whether it's socially or, with your movement, but you're going to definitely, Anything else coming in for Virgo, please and thank you. Hopefully you learn to forgive yourself for the things that you hold against yourself. Whether you're willing to admit that or not, that stuff can be very toxic and heavy to hold. And we don't need to just punish ourselves in life for being human. We're not meant to be these perfect machines, although we are perfect machines actually. But we're not meant to be it in the way that we think often. Again, I get that what's coming in for you is a time of doing. Less learning, less introspection, less inside, and more doing. And this is coming in the future. You could have a new beginning with a fire energy, a fire sign. Although Ace of Wands is less a person and more an energy, more of like a passion, a fiery movement, beginning, a start, an excitement. Everything makes sense that you've learned. You're combining it together. You see the music, the art, the thinking, the thoughts, the learning, the metaphysics, the books, the study, the maps, the travel. It's all coming into one thing here. And yes, you could be dealing with a fire sign in the future, because I see that a lot. But yeah, you could be dealing with metaphysics more and more, spirituality more and more, opposing forces. I think Virgo, for some of you, you've had to integrate the light more. You know, you've always been more focused on another side of things, and now you're having to integrate the other side of that, you know, because both sides are essential, even the ones that we reject or cast out as, you know, whatever. There also can be an exploration of what's hidden inside the self. And the High Priestess can be Pisces energy as well as Gemini. It could be communication with the other side. Anything else that's going to be coming in the future for Virgo. Future for Virgo, please and thank you. Something from the past could be coming into the future. This could also be the feeling of recovery from heartbreak through understanding. Spirituality, whatever this practice is, okay? Awesome. All right, let's get some gentle advice for you. Gentle advice for Virgo, please and thank you. I hear don't count your chickens before they've hatched. And don't be a believer in something you can't believe in. Because then it's just kind of fake or something. It's very interesting. So again, the gentle advice from before, the Three of Wands. And now we have Nine of Wands and Seven of Swords as advice. Why is this advice? What does it mean? Okay. Okay. This is a really mixed bag of advice. So first off, the Nine of Wands is about being like kind of guarded, wounded warrior energy, a bit suspicious, a bit mistrusting, feeling a bit even like rabid or like survivalist at times, just feeling like defensive. Seven of Swords is like hidden truths, hidden thoughts, things we hide, communication we hide, even manipulate or distort lies, things like that. Clarified by death, it's like saying we need to cut a cord or a connection. We need to let something transition. We need to let something die out, change. In a way, you could read this as you're going through an awakening, different educations and knowledges coming in, and it's time to let go of these patterns of being. Whether it's lying and deceit or deceiving yourself or, you know, feeling like survivalist and suspicious all the time. And it's not even just let go, but to release them enough to see why. On the other hand, it can be about having more talks and communication with yourself in meditation and introspection for the end part here where you are still introspecting. Like to do this more than worrying about doing this for or with another or being around somebody that pulls this out of you. There's something disempowered here that is the root cause of why you're here, because of a helplessness, a feeling of helpless or powerlessness, or feeling like you don't have the power to communicate. There's a real disempowerment here about something. This is like meditate, introspect. There's a way here to set this burden down. There is. There's a way to release all the hard work around this, to set all the burden down, and to get clear into your heart space with the truth of things, and to make peace with yourself and perhaps even with somebody else here. It just takes like letting and allowing this transition and this change to happen. There's also an opportunity here to have some kind of rest or reprieve or relaxation with somebody. But it just takes going inside and seeing all that we've locked up about our power. It's a lot of the internal and a lot of release of what we hold in the internal. That's a lot of what the advice is centered on. Meditation is a really good idea, especially in the heart space and especially at night or with fire nearby. Also, literal death of two people specifically in your life for somebody could partly be why you are suspicious and not trusting and scared and in a survivalist energy and hide things and are communicating in a certain way. But there's a time of using your heart coming more than using your logical mind. Okay? At some point, we're going to be, I still get within like the next 3 months. You're going to transition from learning and doing and all this new stuff that's going on to moving into a much more taking everything that you've learned and done now and applying it. And it's really strong. All right? Okay, Virgo, let's grab a closing oracle for you. Whoa. Closing oracle message for Virgo, please and thank you. Closing oracle message for Virgo. Closing message for Virgo. Please and thank you. Yep. Connections. There's a lot about your connections that is coming through. Friends, people you connect with, and the changes around this, and uprooted. So this could have been a lot of travel or changes with your home, with your life in general, with things that have happened. There's a real release and peace about letting a lot of this go. Kind of a summary energy here. You've also been feeling lonely for a while. Connections are going to be very healing for you, Virgo. It's really important. It's okay to feel uprooted. It's okay. That's a part of life and the way things transition. Okay? So let's go ahead and see what the book says about these. Connections. Okay. So yeah, this is also about connecting with people perhaps that also haven't made time for their friendship. But this check-in, this pause with each other, it's so necessary. Nothing thrives without intentional moments of caring. So catching up, laughing, crying, whatever with somebody, it's so important about nurturing personal bonds. Those friends that you haven't heard from lately, remember them. If you haven't heard from them, have they heard from you? Connecting with others is a two-way street. Never waste your energies on those who are not willing to do this work with you. You are worth the time it takes to build real connections. And I want to highlight real connections because I'm getting some strong messages through now that what you interpret as connections and real friendships, sometimes it may not be the case, considering the energy you've been operating out of for a while. And it's really important to understand who that is, to really look into your heart and know who that is, to feel who that is, and understand if you don't have that around you now, that the more you are doing this journey and coming into alignment with you, the more that that will come in for you. But I feel like some of you have, really real connections that are maybe harder for you to connect to now. And it may be easier for you to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to reach out to that person or whatever, but that's not really maybe the exact connection that Spirit's pointing at right now, if it makes sense. I hope it does. And this is interesting. So kneeling in a field of familiar flowers, this creature studies a handful of roots. They have been called to another field far from this one. With some regret, some sadness, they contemplate the meaning of roots. Wow, this is a really intense emotional energy. There is also a sense of hope here. They know that this field has been home for many seasons, but by taking this small bundle of roots, they will be able to plant a new place for themselves. That's so emotional. Some of you could be making a really big move. We did see movement in your reading with the Two of Pentacles, balanced movement. You could be making a literal move to a new home, okay? It could also be that you're moving back to somewhere, or moving, something like that. So yeah, they will be able to make a new place for themselves, plant a new place for themselves. It will not be this one, but they will be able to create something for others that also has roots and connections. Okay, so this could be involving somebody or some people here. By embracing this feeling of being uprooted, they can fill themselves with hope instead of dread. Exactly, and that was part of what we saw in your reading, the word embracing, like embracing what's going on, embracing what's happening, embracing the new, embracing change. This is going to pull the strength out of you, and it's going to pull you into the energy of the Emperor that you so long to be in, okay? The unknown is waiting for them to answer the call. Their own love of home will never be forgotten. They are simply answering their own internal GPS, pointing them towards a new future they hadn't considered until just this moment. Ask yourself how uprooting yourself has brought you to where you are. Follow your roots back to recall why you chose to move forward. Being uprooted isn't the worst thing in the world. Sometimes you are being given the opportunity to spread out in new ways. That is such a strong message. I just want to see if there's actually anything else around uprooted, like anywhere else that you guys are going. Anything else to say about this uprooted for Virgo? Some of you, there's a divorce, separation, a change in your business or contracts as well that is involved in this. Wow, the sun, that's beautiful. There's going to be a lot of clarity, illumination, even friendship, release that is connected to this. And to work through feeling helpless, powerless, worried, disempowered about any kind of movement. Again, meditate, be in your hermit energy at times. Don't isolate all the time, but just meditate by a fire, get into your heart space, okay? Introspect, reflect, like the card said, reflect on what good being uprooted has brought you in your life, how it's been positive. Try to apply that here, why you did it in the first place when you were younger perhaps or before. And also with the High Priestess here, it's going to be about divination or going within, sitting into your intuition, tapping into your clairvoyance, because you're very clairvoyant, you're very able to see or feel what comes, precognition. And even you could consult like a psychic here or something, but somebody that you trust. You could even be dealing with Pisces or Gemini. So Virgo, that is what we have for you. Much love, much success. Take care. And we have 3333 on the clock.